Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a fascinating question that often surprises people who think air combat is only about speed. Why do Israel's fighter jets keep winning and dominating the skies even though they are not always the fastest aircraft on paper? This story is about strategy, technology, training, and mindset rather than raw numbers. When most people hear about fighter jets, they immediately think about speed. Mach numbers, top velocity, and acceleration usually dominate the conversation. It feels intuitive to assume that the fastest jet would always have the upper hand. But real air combat is far more complex than a straight-line race. Israel's Air Force has proven time and again that speed alone does not decide victory. In fact, some of Israel's most successful fighters were never the fastest in their generation. Yet they consistently outperformed faster adversaries in real combat situations. One of the key reasons is doctrine. Israel designs its air strategy around winning wars quickly and decisively. The country is small, has limited airspace, and faces threats from multiple directions. This reality forces a focus on efficiency, precision, and rapid dominance rather than brute force. Because of this, Israeli fighter operations prioritize situational awareness. Knowing where the enemy is before being seen is more valuable than being able to fly a little faster. Information, not speed, becomes the real weapon. Israeli jets are heavily optimized for advanced avionics. Radar systems, electronic warfare suites, and sensor fusion are central to their design philosophy. These systems allow pilots to detect, track, and engage targets long before the enemy realizes they are there. When a pilot already knows the enemy's position, speed becomes less important. The fight is often decided before visual contact. Missiles are launched from beyond visual range, guided by superior sensors and data links. Another major advantage is electronic warfare. Israeli fighter jets are famous for their powerful jamming and deception systems. These systems can blind enemy radar, confuse missile guidance, and disrupt communications. By degrading the enemy's ability to see and respond, Israeli jets reduce the need for raw speed. An opponent cannot chase what they cannot detect. Even a faster aircraft becomes vulnerable if its sensors are compromised. Training is another crucial factor. Israeli pilots are among the most intensively trained in the world. Their training emphasizes adaptability, decision-making under pressure, and creative problem-solving in combat scenarios. Rather than relying on scripted maneuvers, Israeli pilots are taught to think independently. This allows them to exploit weaknesses in enemy tactics in real time. In air combat, the smarter move often beats the faster move. Experience also plays a role. Israel has been involved in numerous conflicts since its founding. While conflict is never desirable, it has forced the Air Force to constantly test and refine its tactics in real combat. Many air forces train mainly in simulations and exercises. Israeli pilots, by contrast, have repeatedly faced real enemies with real consequences. This experience shapes how they approach combat and risk. Another reason Israeli jets succeed is customization. Israel rarely uses fighter jets exactly as they are delivered by manufacturers. Instead, it heavily modifies them to suit its specific needs. Israeli engineers integrate indigenous systems into foreign-built aircraft. This includes locally developed avionics, weapons, and electronic warfare systems. The result is a jet that fits Israel's doctrine perfectly. For example, an aircraft might sacrifice a bit of top speed to carry better sensors or more advanced countermeasures. From Israel's perspective, that trade-off is worth it. Survival and effectiveness matter more than speed records. Weapons integration is another area where Israel excels. Israeli jets often carry highly advanced air-to-air missiles with superior guidance and resistance to jamming. These weapons extend the pilot's reach and reduce the need for close dogfights. If a missile can reliably hit a target from far away, speed becomes less decisive. The engagement ends before maneuvering and chasing even begin. Israel also focuses heavily on intelligence. Air operations are rarely conducted in isolation. They are supported by satellites, drones, ground sensors, and intelligence networks. This networked approach means Israeli jets operate as part of a larger system. They receive constant updates about enemy movements, air defenses, and threats. The pilot is never alone or blind. When you combine intelligence with precision strikes, speed again becomes secondary. The goal is to strike the right target at the right time, not to arrive there a few seconds faster. Another important factor is mission planning. Israeli air missions are meticulously planned, but with flexibility built in. Every detail is analyzed, from enemy radar coverage to weather conditions. This preparation allows Israeli pilots to avoid unnecessary risks. Instead of relying on speed to escape danger, they avoid danger in the first place through planning and awareness. Israel's focus on survivability also matters. Their jets are equipped with robust defensive systems, including missile warning sensors and countermeasure dispensers. These systems increase the chance of surviving an engagement even if the enemy launches first. A slower jet that survives is far more valuable than a faster jet that is destroyed. Geography also influences Israel's approach. Israel operates in a relatively small region with dense threats. There is little room for long chases or extended pursuits. Because of this, engagements are often short and decisive. The ability to quickly identify and neutralize threats matters more than sustaining high speeds over long distances. Israeli pilots are also trained to work closely with ground forces. Air superiority is not just about winning dogfights, but about supporting troops and protecting the nation. This combined arms mindset shifts priorities. The jet is a tool for achieving strategic goals, not a racing machine. Speed is useful, but only when it serves the mission. Another overlooked factor is maintenance and readiness. Israeli jets are known for high availability rates. They are maintained to be ready at a moment's notice. A jet that is slightly slower but always ready to fly is more valuable than a faster jet stuck on the ground. Readiness wins wars more often than raw performance numbers. Israel also emphasizes rapid turnaround times. Jets can be refueled, rearmed, and sent back into combat quickly. This allows sustained pressure on the enemy. Sustained pressure often breaks the opponent's will and capability. Speed alone cannot achieve this without logistical and operational support. Adaptation is another key strength. Israel constantly studies enemy tactics and technologies. When a weakness is identified, changes are made quickly. This rapid adaptation means Israeli jets stay effective even as threats evolve. Speed becomes less important than staying ahead intellectually and technologically. Historically, Israel has faced numerically superior air forces. Many of these adversaries operated faster or newer aircraft on paper. Despite this, Israel consistently achieved air superiority. This success reinforced the belief that quality, training, and integration matter more than speed. Another reason Israeli jets win is command and control. Clear communication and decentralized decision-making allow pilots to act quickly and effectively. Instead of waiting for orders, pilots are trusted to make decisions based on real-time information. This agility often outpaces raw speed in combat. Israel also invests heavily in simulation and debriefing. After every mission, pilots analyze what happened in detail. Mistakes are openly discussed, not hidden. This culture of learning improves performance over time and sharpens combat effectiveness. Speed cannot compensate for poor decision-making. A well-trained pilot in a slightly slower jet will almost always outperform a poorly trained pilot in a faster one. Israel's Air Force culture values innovation. Pilots and engineers are encouraged to suggest improvements and challenge assumptions. This leads to creative solutions that give an edge in combat. Many of these solutions have nothing to do with speed. The psychological aspect of air combat is also important. Confidence, discipline, and composure under pressure influence outcomes. Israeli pilots are trained to remain calm and focused. This mental edge allows them to exploit opportunities that a panicked opponent might miss. Speed can amplify mistakes. A fast jet flown poorly can get into trouble even faster. Control and judgment are what truly matter. Another point is the role of stealth and low observability. Reducing detectability can be more valuable than increasing speed. If an enemy cannot see you, they cannot react. In such scenarios, speed becomes almost irrelevant. Israel understands that modern air combat is increasingly about information dominance. Whoever controls the flow of information controls the fight. Sensors, data links, and electronic warfare create an invisible battlefield where speed plays a minor role. Israel's approach reflects a deep understanding of this reality. Its jets are designed to dominate this invisible battlefield. Even in close-range combat, tactics matter more than speed. Positioning, energy management, and timing often decide the outcome. A pilot who enters the fight from a superior position has the advantage, regardless of top speed. Israeli pilots train extensively for these scenarios. They learn how to manage their aircraft's strengths and weaknesses effectively. This training ensures that even if they face a faster opponent, they know how to neutralize that advantage. Another reason Israeli jets succeed is strategic restraint. Not every threat is engaged aggressively. Sometimes the best move is to disengage or avoid combat altogether. This preserves assets and maintains long-term superiority. Speed encourages reckless behavior if misunderstood. Israel prioritizes survival and mission success over flashy maneuvers. The result of all these factors is a highly effective air force that consistently outperforms expectations. Israel's fighter jets win not because they are the fastest, but because they are part of a smarter system. Speed is just one variable in a very complex equation. Israel focuses on mastering all the other variables. Technology, training, intelligence, and doctrine come together to create dominance. When these elements are aligned, speed becomes a bonus rather than a requirement. This is why Israel's fighter jets continue to win without being the fastest. They fight smarter, see farther, adapt faster, and learn continuously. In modern air combat, that combination is far more powerful than speed alone. And that is the real reason Israel's fighter jets dominate the skies.